Hi and welcome back to the Channel Mum Anxiety course. My name's Emma Kenny and I'm the Channel Mum Psychologist in Residence, and our mission is to help you if you're struggling with anxiety. This course has been made with us busy, hard-working parents in mind. We know that whilst we all work so hard to keep it together, the reality is that lots of us struggle with issues such as anxiety. So, we wanted to create a resource that can help you should you find yourself struggling. What is anxiety? Anxiety is what we feel when we are worried, tense or afraid, particularly about things that are about to happen or which we think could happen in the future. Anxiety is a completely natural human response when we perceive that we're under threat, and it can be experienced through our thoughts, feelings and physical sensations. Think about when you've taken exams or you've got a big event planned, or maybe when you found out you were pregnant. When life throws something new at you, it's absolutely natural to feel a little bit nervous about it. However, if you feel anxious without those type of triggers, and if you recognise that these feelings are limiting or affecting your life negatively, then it's possible you may have a more serious issue with anxiety. Our questionnaire will actually help you to understand how you are feeling and demonstrate where you are on that anxiety spectrum. No two people struggling with anxiety are likely to have the same symptoms and behaviours, but let's hear from some mums and dads on their experiences of anxiety.
Being constantly worried and nervous, overthinking, creating problems in my head, being on edge and dreading bad situations that might not actually even happen.
Anxiety to me is missed opportunities, it's regret, it's every social event I never attended, it's waking up in the middle of the night with adrenaline running through my body and no reason why. Anxiety to me is feeling uncomfortable in my own skin.
What I've come to realise is anxiety is just trying to protect me, but it can't distinguish between real danger and fear. And as much as I wish I didn't have it some days, I actually feel like anxiety has made me a better person because it's forced me to face my fears and challenges me to be better every day.
Feeling scared, worried, nervous, that kind of homesickness feeling that you get like when you're younger and you go for a sleepover at someone's house, like a new friend that you don't really know that well, and all you want is your own bed, your own home, your comforts. That is kind of the closest thing that I can describe to anxiety to me.
I'll feel like I'm going to have a panic attack and I can't breathe and there's like a ton of concrete on my chest. And other times it creeps up slowly, like this grey cloud just hovering over me that I can't seem to shake off. I can't concentrate, I can't have conversations, and even just small tasks like making decisions or even cooking dinner become impossible.
I worry that if I leave the house with my kids, something will happen to them, and I cancel plans all the time last minute. I'd rather be at home.
Start shaking and literally have zero control over it. I feel very, very sick.
There's a really strong relationship between my anxiety and my stomach. So yeah, I end up spending most of the time on the toilet, which in turn makes me more anxious because then I'm worried that I'm going to be late.
If you've ever been in a situation where your life is in danger, that is how I feel. My heart races, my hands get sweaty, the adrenaline kicks in. But instead of my life being in danger, I'm sat on the sofa, I'm trying to get to sleep. If you try and speak to me, it's too loud in my head for me to understand you.
How did you feel watching that? Could you relate to what they were saying? Some signs that may mean your anxiety is higher than it should be include 1. Your fears or worries are out of proportion to the situation. So even though other people may seem to be managing similar tasks, you notice they don't seem to worry about them as much as you worry about them. 2. You may also struggle with catastrophe thinking, where something going wrong literally feels like it might be the end of the world. You avoid situations that might cause you to feel anxious. So, in my case, I stopped taking phone calls. I literally felt like if I answered them, I wouldn't know what to say, so I just simply withdrew socially. 4. Your worries feel very distressing or are hard to control. So instead of being able to soothe your negative thinking, you imagine the worst happening every time. 5. You regularly experience symptoms of anxiety which could include panic attacks. 6. You find it hard to go about your everyday life or do things you enjoy because no matter where you are or what you're doing, you constantly feel anxious and it affects your enjoyment of everything. Of course, these are just a few symptoms, but if you recognise some of them, then there's a good chance that you need some extra help managing your anxiety, and that's a good thing because you really can learn to manage it. Whilst there are lots of different anxiety disorders, from post-traumatic stress disorder through to obsessive compulsive disorder, this course is going to concentrate on generalised anxiety disorder, or GAD, and anxiety attacks. You are not alone is the mantra here at Channel Mum. Channel Mum is here to help you. Your first step is to click the link below to take our anxiety questionnaire. It's going to help assess you and let you know how you're really feeling. Then head over to the Channel Mum support group and tell me your answers to the same questions. What does anxiety mean to you, and what are your anxiety signs and symptoms? It's a very safe place to ask questions and to get answers from experts and trained parent helpers, all trained by me, plus mums who've been there too. You can post anonymously if you would rather.